Have you ever seen a ghost? How about hearing the chains drag metal moans deep in the night? There are plenty of scary places around the world that may not be the best to visit alone at night. Do you want to test your bravery? Here are some haunted locations that will make your skin crawl. Waverly Hills Sanatorium, Kentucky. Waverly Hills Sanatorium was once an active tuberculosis sanatorium where people would go to die. And now it's considered one of the most haunted places in the United States. The sanatorium opened in 1910. At its peak, it housed over 2,000 patients who all had advanced stages of tuberculosis. The building itself is said to be built on the site of an ancient Native American burial ground. Before construction began, several Native Americans reportedly hanged themselves rather than see their sacred burial ground defiled. Some believe this is the reason why the sanatorium saw so much death and despair. By 1961, the building was abandoned. It is now open for tours, which according to legend, should only take place during the day. Ghost hunters have reported seeing apparitions and feeling cold spots throughout the building. They've also heard disembodied voices and footsteps. One of the most famous ghosts is that of Sally, a little girl who died of the disease in the 1930s. She is often seen as a shadow person moving through the halls. It's also rumored that a nurse killed herself in the basement after losing a patient. Now her ghost is said to wander the basement as well as the fourth floor where she took her own life. The Tower of London. The Tower of London is a historic castle located on the north bank of the River Thames. It has a rich history dating back to the 11th century and has served as a royal palace, a prison, and a fortress. One of the most famous legends associated with the tower is that of the two young princes, the sons of King Edward IV, who disappeared within its walls. In 1483, the princes were taken to the tower under the orders of their uncle, Richard III, and were never seen again. Their bodies were never found, but their bones may rest in the nearby church of St. Peter ad Vincula. The tower has also been the site of many other deaths and executions, including those of Anne Boleyn, Lady Jane Grey, and Thomas More. These and other stories have led to the belief that the tower is haunted. Visitors have reported hearing the footsteps of ghosts, including those of two young boys who are believed to be the princes in the tower. Some have even claimed to see the ghost of Anne Boleyn walking the grounds or standing at the top of the tower. Transylvania. Transylvania is a historical region in central Romania that has long been associated with vampires and the occult. The region's association with vampires can be traced back to the 18th century when an Austrian army doctor claimed to have discovered a village of vampires in Transylvania. This sparked a craze in Europe and America about vampires, which led to the practice of vampire hunting. According to legend, vampires were able to control the minds of the living and could raise themselves from the dead to drink the blood of family members. While there is no evidence to support these claims, they nevertheless persisted in popular culture. The story of Vlad III, Prince of Wallachia, also known as Vlad the Impaler, further cemented Transylvania's connection to vampires. Vlad was accused of dipping his bread in blood during a banquet, and some claimed he dipped his bread in the blood of Christian prisoners. He was also said to have hosted feasts inviting 8 kings and 7 daughters. But if Vlad really did dip his bread in blood, It was likely animal blood, as he was known to fight in battle and lead hunts. Nevertheless, rumors spread like wildfire, and he became known as Vlad the Impaler, a name that would inspire Bram Stoker when writing Dracula. The Catacombs of Paris. The Catacombs of Paris are an underground tunneling maze system where over 6 million people have died. The catacombs were used as a burial ground from 1785 to 1860. During the French Revolution, the Paris cemeteries were in a state of disarray. As a result, the French government decided to transfer the remains of those buried in the city as cemeteries to a single location outside the city walls. This is how the catacombs began. What started out as a simple solution to an overcrowded cemetery soon became a labyrinth of tunnels that stretched over 200 miles. The remains of those buried in the catacombs were initially kept in above-ground ossuaries, but they were eventually moved into the tunnel system. Today, visitors can explore the catacombs and see the bones of millions. However, many of the tunnels remain unexplored and are still filled with bones. Some of the most famous people buried in the catacombs include the remains of Marie Antoinette, the last queen of France before the French Revolution. Her remains were lost for centuries until they were discovered in 1793. The remains of Napoleon Bonaparte, the French emperor who was exiled to the island of St. Helena, where he died in 1821, were returned to France in 1840 and interred in the Cathedral of Les Invalides. However, a small portion of his remains is also buried in the catacombs. Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. Gettysburg is a small town in south-central Pennsylvania that is home to the Gettysburg National Military Park, which preserves the site of the Battle of Gettysburg. The battle was fought between July and July 1863, and was one of the most important battles of the American Civil War. The battle resulted in the deaths of more than 50,000 soldiers, making it the deadliest battle in American history. Since then, the town has been the site of many strange and unexplained occurrences. Many of the buildings and homes in Gettysburg are said to be haunted by the spirits of the soldiers who died in the battle. One of the most famous haunted places in Gettysburg is the Dobbin House Tavern, which was used as a hospital during the battle. It is said to be haunted by the spirit of a young woman named Helen Viola, who died in the tavern as a result of injuries sustained during the battle. Other places in Gettysburg that are said to be haunted include the Farnsworth House Inn, the Shriver House, and the Jenny Wade House. Ekigahara Forest, Japan. Ekigahara Forest is a dense wooded area at the base of Mount Fuji in Japan. It is also known as the Suicide Forest due to the large number of people who have died there. According to reports, around 100 people take their lives in the forest each year. While the forest is not technically a forbidden area, it is closed to tourists from December to April due to heavy snowfall. However, during the summer months, it is open to hikers and campers. Many of those who come to the forest to hike or camp have reported strange and unexplained phenomena, including hearing disembodied voices and seeing apparitions. Others have claimed to feel a sudden drop in temperature or an increase in anxiety and depression. Some believe that the forest is cursed, while others believe that the spirits of those who have died there linger in the trees. Waikiki, Hawaii. Waikiki is a neighborhood in Honolulu, Hawaii, known for its beaches and surfing. It is a popular tourist destination and is home to many hotels and resorts. However, Waikiki is also home to a number of haunted locations. One of the most famous haunted places in Waikiki is the Mona Surf Rider, a historic hotel that was built in 1901. It is said to be haunted by the spirit of a woman named May, who died in the hotel in 1932. Her ghost is said to appear in the hotel lobby at night. Another haunted place in Waikiki is the Royal Hawaiian Hotel, which was built in 1927. It is said to be haunted by the spirit of a former employee who died in the hotel in 1952. His ghost is said to appear in the hotel's basement. Alcatraz Island, California. Alcatraz Island is a small island in the San Francisco Bay that was once home to a federal prison. The prison was operational from 1934 to 1963 and housed some of the most dangerous criminals in America, including Al Capone and George Kelly. It is said that the island is haunted by the spirits of the prisoners who died there. One of the most famous ghosts is that of George Kelly, who was executed by electric chair in 1934. His ghost is said to appear in the prison as Cell Block D. Others have claimed to hear the sounds of footsteps and voices echoing through the prison halls, as well as the smell of stale waste and garbage. Now it's time for you to make your voice heard. Which of these places would you love to visit at night? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this. See you next time.